Hey Ophiuchus, welcome to your love reading. Okay, feels good to hop into your energy today. Oh my goodness, I'm seeing the color yellow. Okay, and then they started singing to me, and it was all yellow. Oh, and there's somebody who wants to come say hi. You want to come see Ophiuchus's heart? Come here, get up here. Get up here, Oliver. Say hello. Say it's me. It's Oliver. I'm happy to see you too. Yeah, you happy too? Yeah, you are. He says, I am happy. I'm not stinkery today. Are you not stinkery today? No? All right, for those of you that are new, welcome. Ophiuchus is a very special sign for me. It was part of my spiritual ascension to connect with Ophiuchus. I see Ophiuchus as resonating not just for the sign of the zodiac of Ophiuchus, but also as those that are ascending, star seeds, those in divine relationships or situationships. I see them as being the Kundalini planes all coming together as that life container. So a lot of what comes through for Ophiuchus is highly spiritual, because you are all about that serpent energy of shedding the past in every 10 seconds into a brand new future. Okay, for those of you returning, I love you so much. I appreciate you. You are cherished. You are going into, I feel like, a heart mastery program as such. And I think that you are really opening yourself up to some pretty new beginnings, which I am really excited for you about. You okay there? Are you doing the deep Wim Hof breathing back there, Oliver? He's like, yeah, leave me alone, mama. Okay, for the collective. Okay, there is a little bit of resistance here. A little bit of resistance, but it doesn't come through as resistance. Like, you're like, no, I'm not resistant. I am just determined to transform. But that determination is a little bit of resistance here, okay? What you don't see, again, Oliver was just telling you the story. You've got to breathe into the moment, okay? Don't put expectations forward. Don't put energies about leaving the past, right? Like, you just have to breathe in the moment here, because there is, again, suppression here in completing this cycle, in moving beyond this. That's the 10 of Wands in this deck. And 3 of Cups in reverse with the clinging to the past, which is very much that 5 of Pentacles sort of an energy. And what I really love about what they're showing me in this clinging to the past is it's like if you took this box, right? Like, they're showing it to me kind of like making a diorama, right? Like, generally they're not going to see the back, okay? But you've got on the sides, right, in the front, and you've got your 5 of Swords and your 5 of Cups and your 5 of Wands, and all together it's showcasing why I can't have the love and the joy and the happiness that I want. And yet your heart knows that is all bullshit. Okay? So, interesting energy. So let's see what's going on here. Okay, we're doing the reading a little bit different today, as I always follow Spirit's guidance. Okay, so what's at the heart of this for Ophiuchus? Thank you. What is Ophiuchus shedding? Thank you. What's being illuminated? Thank you. Okay, what's the new beginning? Really? Okay, thank you. How's this helping your purpose? Thank you. Overview. Thank you. And how is Spirit helping you? Thank you. Okay, 9 of Cups at the bottom in the star, right? Like, you know what you're going after. You know what the wish is that will fulfill you emotionally. And you're like, yeah, that's where I'm going. right? Determined AF. That's where I am going. Okay, so let's see. Okay, at the at the heart of this, we got the moon. Okay, definitely like water energy, Cancer energy here, right? It's like they're showing me my symbol for the King of Cups. Okay, the record keeper. The Kundalini energy here, faltering, right? Because you've kind of locked yourself into this box. Like, I don't really want to be in this box. And I've locked myself there, so my higher self, my record keeping, my Kundalini planes are like dealing with this death. Like, I'm not even listening to them. So they're just like, you know, you've seen the memes where it's like my spirit guides be like, right? Like, oh my gosh, what are you doing, right? Like, that's exactly what they're doing. They're like, what are you doing, Ophiuchus? Because you are meant to be shedding the past, the world, okay? You're meant to be shedding the past. And yet you're like, well, I went through this death. And then I got to the other side of it and I was happy. So maybe death is happiness. And that's just where I'm going to go. Like, this scorpion and this lion is going to have a baby. And that's what I'm going to go to. Like, that's, I'm going to go be a happy death. All right. What's being illuminated, though, is where your heart really is. Your heart's resilience. Your heart is so resilient, and it knows what it wants. It goes after what it wants, and it craves something that is very gentle, very kind, very loving. Some of this could be for yourself. Some of this could be love that comes from those around you, right? Friendship. And they're singing it was all yellow again, so the new beginning is the 10 of Cups, but what it comes with here is the crossing energy, is the 10 of Swords and the 9 of Swords, right? Like, this, for some of you, is a second chance, okay? And you know that in the past, when you tried to free yourself, you tried to follow your passions, it just hurt. So you're really overthinking, especially in this new moon to new moon cycle, because this new moon to moon is all about, right, Aries, Mars, new beginnings, new creations, right, Eros. They say primordial energies, and there's a hummingbird. And with the 10 of Cups here, they're saying that you know that you could be happy. But there's this feeling of, but what if I'm not? What are the other possibilities? Because what if I'm not happy? So I've got to really overthink every single step of what if I do this? What if I do that? What if I do this? What if I do that? Okay. Now, truthfully, how this is leading you is because you've been back and forth resisting what was meant for you, what was divined for you, okay? The 2 of Wands here crossed by the Lovers in reverse. And in between this is the unspoken, always continually remanufactured beginning. The moon, right? Often the moon has the 2 towers, the 2 energies opposing each other that make us feel like, because we have choices, we have no choice. And the Lovers is about choice. So there's a part of you that thinks, I have no choice. Because you look at the past that you're clinging to that was so emotionally hurtful, and you look at the future and it brings up that passion again, which makes you think about how that passion led you to being so emotionally hurt. But that is truly what you're supposed to be moving towards. Like at the center here with the moon is the idea that you get to choose how you feel from your own heart space. That you get to make the choice about new love. But I feel like what you've been doing is allowing others to choose for you in some aspects. Even if they're not choosing for you, their self-interest is what you are people-pleasing towards, okay? The overview here is the Eight of Wands, Temperance, and the Five of Cups. You're slowly opening up, okay? You're slowly opening up to your emotional self, which means that you have to heal those old pains that didn't work out before you can see the path that is in front of you to lead you to the mountain, okay? And how Spirit is helping you here is the Three of Swords. Energy here, it's actually the Four of Swords, but they're saying the Three of Swords. We're letting you sit. You said, right? Like, my happiness is death. So we're going to let you sit with death for a little while. See how stanky it gets. See how long it takes you to recover from this. Okay. So let's go ahead and clarify. The moon. Yeah, Five of Wands. This is some very valuable lessons, right? There's parts of yourself that have been like, yeah, I already learned this lesson. I don't need to learn this lesson again, because you have learned this lesson. But there's the other aspects of yourself that's like, nope, I'm in it. I'm all in it. I'm there, right? And Spirit's like, yeah, that's a little bit of side fuckery there, right? Like you are, I'm not going to say that word on YouTube, Spirit. It's like a form of self-pleasuring where you know that at the end of the self-pleasuring, you're just going to feel guilty for self-pleasuring, okay? That's how they're explaining it to me, but in more graphic terms, okay? Yeah, and all you want, and that's the lesson, is that you know the communication that you want. Like you're like, I want to change the page. I want the next part of the story. Eight of Wands. I want to send off my manuscript. I want to send off what I want to say and wait for this magical to return. Okay. But coming in, Page of Wands. Okay. Again, roles could be reversed here. Keep that in mind. But you want the whole Eight of Wands, but you're coming in with just one. One wand. And trying to stay as far away from the water as possible because I'm fiery. I'm being fiery today. If I'm fiery, then I'm happy. Happy death. Okay? So let's look at your happy death here. The world, what you're shedding. The Knight of Wands. The idea that the passion that you felt in the past was wrong. And that there was no emotions there. That's your pre-tower moment. The Three of Swords here. This Three of Swords in this deck is pre-tower. You can see the lightning starting to get closer. You can see the chaos is starting to come in, where there's an overwhelming, I'm not going to reach this, so I'll just be happy in death. And there's the Three of Pentacles. Okay. You've taken yourself outside of the situation instead of being in the situation. You're like, if I'm not in the situation, maybe lightning won't strike me. But we have to remember that lightning strikes the shaman, okay? And the shaman lives through it. And I talk about that from the Diary of Wu, right? Lightning strikes the shaman. And then you move through that. Three of Cups. And we've got all these threes, okay? Ace of Wands. Okay, the illumination is that the passion, the magician, actually was something more. Because it awakened you. It awakened you. Moon in reverse, crossing the magician. You can't unsee what you now know, even if you're trying to put it back, like you're like, I'm pushing that genie back in the box. And you can't. Okay, underlying, because look what happens to you, the hangman. Like you just hang there, cut open, bled out, in pain. And the new beginning that's waiting here for you, that you're working towards, is 10 of Cups. But you've got that crossing out of it, right? When we put the 10 of Swords and the 9 of Swords together, it's a lot of unhappiness, but the 19 is the sun, right? Again, like my happiness is death, my happiness is pain. So how can I ever have the 10 of Cups? Because that 10 of Cups is actually blissful. 10 of Cups, Queen of Cups in reverse. Okay, at some point, emotionally, you opted out because it hurt. Okay. Queen of Wands in reverse. You could feel like whatever you did, like you didn't lose just one option, like you lost two options, or you didn't just lose your heart in this, you lost your power in all of this. Okay. But the overthinking is about Queen of Pentacles. Okay. Something feels like home to you, or you wouldn't still be thinking about it. And with all the threes here, for some of you, there is some sort of a third party in this where you know that there's this desire, but you're carrying all of this baggage from the past that you just can't seem to get rid of. You're clinging to it. The choice here that is helping you get to your soul purpose. Thank you. Okay, and it's going to be very successful. There's the 6 of Wands. It's getting out of the negative mindset. Yeah, 9 of Swords and the Star, right? When I quit worrying about the partnership, like I quit worrying about, am I going to match up to what you expect? When I quit worrying that I'm going to get or not get the accolades, and I just go after my dreams, then I am making a choice. Okay? And that's really a collective work right here, right now. But they're showing me here with the 8 of Pentacles on the bottom, they're showing me little bits and pieces here of the Hermit, of the 7 of Swords, right? Like you're making this new beginning really based on, right, putting this death back up on a shelf, right? Like allowing yourself to put that away. Okay. The overview here, right? Like you're starting to work with those emotions, talk to your emotions, move yourself forward. Page of Cups. As you do that, you're ready to, again, lots of page energy here, ready to make very small steps forward. You'd like to go deeper, Knight of Swords, but the 6 of Swords are like, hold, stay back, right? Don't rush this. Don't rush out of where I am to where I want to be. Okay, there's still a little bit of fear there. Again, 10 of Pentacles and the 9 of Cups. And there's the King of Cups, right? Like you know what you want. You know the feelings you want. You know the essence you want. But getting there has been rough waters. Four of Swords. There we go. Hierophant. Spirit's like, we're going to let you sit here. Think about the Queen of Pentacles. Okay. And let you sit here in your happy death for a minute, watching the Queen of Pentacles move on their little way. Okay. Until you come into this Page energy, Six of Cups, to move yourself forward. Okay. Very interesting. So advice here, Ken, Five of Swords, okay? Your higher self is like, WTF, like, right? Like, you are letting me sit over here drowning in nothing, right? Like I cannot function with you if you do not function with me. Ten of Swords. But again, all you can do is watch and think and overthink this past pain and the Four of Cups, this space where you did not get the love that you were seeking. Let the tower fall, okay? Let the lightning strike. Let it move you into a new state of action, okay? There's that Eight of Wands. And I love in both of these two decks that it's so magical, right? Oh, there they are right there next to each other. The energy that you put out, the Eight of Wands magic that you put out, returns to you, returns to the heart center. But you've got to quit resisting, okay? Let's see what the universe says here, okay? Three of Cups. Again, they're like, when everything's in line, like, there's a happy medium in here where you're alive and happy and not dead and happy, okay? Six of Pentacles. There are things that have started to grow that are ending. There are things that are just starting to bloom. There are things that will bloom in the future, right? Allow yourself, right, to just be with that Three of Pentacles, with that collaborative energy that you have available right now, because you are going to see the path open up to move to the mountain, okay? Yeah, Daughter of Swords. And then you can move into that truth, and then maybe you'll move towards this Knight of Swords here, okay? But you cannot go to the full. You cannot become new experience without releasing the old experience, okay? With that Ten of Swords and the Fool. Let's pull an oracle here. Golden Palace, right? The new moon really showed you that you are seeking this higher experience. But it does take that Libran full moon, which is going to challenge your thought process of your root system in order for you to start making that big trek. Okay, let's see what this energy that you are highly thinking about, overthinking about. Let's pull some energy on them, and then I'm going to move to Patreon, which is my donation-based program. Pay what you can. Each month you can change your donation, okay, and see what's going on. I do a morning message there. Again, Four of Pentacles. They're like, you got to quit clinging to the past. You got to quit resisting because you're boxed yourself in. You're in the cage. Okay, 7 of Wands. And you're quite defensive of it, right? 5 of Pentacles, 2 of Pentacles. Nope. I'm not going into the unknown. Everything works just fine here. Hangman. Right? Like, this person's like, well, I ain't going there either. 5 of Cups, right? If you're not going there, I'm not going there. Because I want happy, happy. I don't want happy death, right? I want my wishes fulfilled. I want that leap of faith. I want that equal give and take. That's what they want. And they just don't feel that they're getting it here. They're like, you hold back, I hold back. You're afraid of the unknown, I'm afraid of the unknown. You want to wait this out? Fine, I'm going to wait this out. But I'm going to wait this out over here in Happy Land. You know what? That is what I would do as well. So, I hope that this helps you. Again, we've got all the signs kind of showing up here, so it could resonate with anyone. I feel like Spirit's just saying, don't let the turbulence of the past beat you out of your future. Okay? So I'm going to move over to Patreon, see more information about what's going on with this energy, and the links down below. I hope to see you there. Okay? Much love, guys. Bye.